Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael.
My name's Steve.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship.
Supreme.
One of the podcasts that dares to ask, did you watch 100 through 50 and say, God dang it, I need to know what number one is?
Yeah, with the good commentary though, you just look it up, but you need someone you can communicate with and be like, you don't know about this show, you're fucking stupid.
If you just looked it up, honestly, small PP energy.
Let's go through it together.
What do you got for me at number 49, Cleve?
Number 49, Friends.
Oh, as a
NBC.
recap, by the way, guys, this is the top 100 best TV shows of all time.
Number 49 is Friends from NBC, 1994 to 2004. Fun fact about Friends that I've looked up in my life of not really liking Friends. There is a one black actor who had 9 episodes.
It was
number
Ross's
48.
girlfriend. It's the most unrelatable show about friends who are supposed to be relatable.
Alicia Taylor.
Yeah, that sounds right. But
number
it's a terrible show that my wife loves very much and she'll hate very much.
I understand what it did for us in the time that it was out, but it's just like when you guys live in New York, when do you work? You're always so much coffee. Number 48 is The Shield on FX from 2002 to 2008.
I've heard really good things about that and never watched it. Is that the Michael Chiklis one or is that NYPD Blue?
I don't know who that is.
Michael Chiklis played the Thing and the original.
That is The Shield.
Okay.
Yes. Number 47 is My So-Called Life on ABC from 1995 to 96. Pretty good for only, we'll call it 2 years.
Yeah.
But it could have just been a year. It could have been from October to January and been done.
Is there a show that you wished was on the list so far and hasn't been?
I know the list,
Oh, that's fair.
so I won't say one in case it comes up in a minute.
Okay.
But there are shows that I'm fond of. I can talk about it maybe one at the end.
All right. Sounds good.
Number 46 is The West Wing on NBC from 1999 to 2006.
Emilio Estevez and
Emilio!
the other guy, their dad,
You nailed it.
Charlie Sheen. Is that,
What?
who played the president in West Wing?
It's not Charlie, right? Charlie's 2.5 Men.
No, I think it's Martin that played him. I was saying the brother isn't technically Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen brother. Who's Emilio Estevez? God damn it! Why do I make shit up in my head?
I don't know, man. Now you gotta tell me.
Emilio Estevez is married to Paula Abdul and is Martin Sheen's kid. Fuck yeah! Get dicked on! Sometimes I make shit up and it just works.
Way to go. We're on episode what? And you nailed it.
Nailed it, guys. That's what I'm here for. Fuck yeah.
Number 45, Columbo on NBC from 1971 to 78, and then ABC from 1989 to 2003.
Oh, because we were watching reruns?
I guess?
Is that lie? Were you saying that like he kept going? Is that?
I don't know enough about Columbo.
I don't feel like maybe you know.
Number 44 is another one I disagree with. It's a late night with David Letterman on NBC from 82 to 93. I understand he did it for a long time. I understand that he's a fan favorite or what have you. Just feel like talk shows should be on a different list.
If you ever want to like be reminded of like, hey, they did not okay things back then, watch those late talk shows from back then. They do some real fucked up bits.
He also got into some big trouble with number 43, Insecure on HBO from 2016 to 2021. I've watched that show beginning to end. Fantastic.
Tell me about it.
It is Issa Rae, the black actress who her friends, her struggle, just living it up.
All
But
right.
it is hilarious. 43, or 43 was Insecure. 42 is Battlestar Galactica on the Sci-Fi, 2003 to 2009.
Oh, the new one, not the old one.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you if I watched it yet.
It was really good.
I enjoyed
Not
it.
super faithful to the original, I felt like, but whatever.
It could be not faithful and good.
Yeah, that was really good.
Number 41, BoJack Horseman on Netflix from 2014 to 2020.
That is one I can never get into. I watched it like 3 or 4 times thinking, I gotta like this.
I think Will Arnett's really funny, and I think that helps a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, my understanding is the cast is very funny. I also have not watched it.
I have watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes multiple times and just cannot get into it. Same thing though with Last Man on Earth. And I know that that's a good show. I can't get into it.
I've got second and a half season, maybe. Number 40 is The Good Place on NBC from 2016 to 2020.
I really liked that show.
Never watched any of it. Number
Really?
39, yeah, none.
I think it's worth watching. If you get a shot, I mean,
I already know the twist. It's too far.
there's more twists to it.
That's the main one.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the one that you'd be like,
For the
"Oh my
first
God,
season.
What?
For the first
Is that how early they do that twist?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that feels like something you pull from under the rug.
I
in,
think
like,
they
3.
I think they were only planning on it for being 1 season. Which I
Number
appreciate.
39. Number 39 is Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO from 2000 to present.
Cleve loves that show.
Also love that show. You know what it is? It's a guy who notices things, and instead of just like letting it go, we'll have the most awkward conversation with you about it, and
Yeah.
we'll hold it until you submit. Number 38 is the Hill Street Blues on NBC from 81 to 87.
It's a cop show as well.
Number 37 is Arrested Development, which was on Fox from 2003 to 2006, and then Netflix from 2013 to 2019.
I get judged a lot for not liking that show.
I found out that there was like a producer that was shitty, like harassing-ish, and someone spoke out on it, and then like the cast defended them, and it really turned my stomach about the show.
Yeah,
Number
that checks
32
out.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. It was Jason Bateman too, which makes me look at him funny. Anyway, number 36 is I Love Lucy on NBC from 1951 to 57. Fantastic show. Couldn't tell you that I've watched it all, but I have watched it. It is good. Number 35 is Lost on ABC, 2004 to 2010.
What were your thoughts on Lost? Did you watch it?
No.
Man,
I know
really?
twist, though,
How did
so-
you not watch it?
because
Because you watch those types of that's the type that feels like your show. Like Itinerary, you watched Itinerary, right? Like the one where they were in the air and then they
Manifest, yes.
Manifest. Thank you.
Well, you know what? I wish I hadn't, because I'm watching the show and I'm like, you're never answering any of my questions. And the season after season.
That is how Lost felt. Yeah, I got emotionally attached to that show, really, really more than I ever expected, and then I
And then
thought
you
that the ending.
crushed
Well, I thought
like
the ending
a-
actually wasn't terrible.
Oh,
The way I interpreted
crushed like
it.
the girl from fucking This Is 40.
The way I interpreted it, I didn't mind the ending, but then there's just a million people that really overanalyzed everything and then just kind of ruined it. And I was like,
Well, I
fine.
feel like oh man, you made me really invested in this, and then it doesn't matter because
Yeah.
spoiler for a movie that came out, we're looking at 22 years ago. They're all dead. 34, The Office USA on NBC from 2005 2013.
That show plays nonstop in this household.
Some could say a season or two too long.
I disagree. I think they ended it really well. I think they ended it really well. I know that everybody doesn't like the seasons
ending,
once he
yes,
left.
the ending's great. There's some low. Number 33 is
I hated the whole Robert California section. I could have
By the
done
way,
it without him.
there's some low. I thought that there was a really big opportunity to like just let the boss kind of like cycle out,
It could have been interesting.
as opposed to like finding a set
Mm.
one and then picking Andy, who you like completely.
Fucking hated Andy's.
You made him terrible, and then you made him
They
good,
made
and
him
then
real
you made him,
terrible.
yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, anywho, 33 is Monty Python's Flying Circus on the BBC from 1969 to
Boy, do
74.
I love British comedy.
I know you do, but 32 better on AMC 2015, which just ended this season.
You cut out for that, so you'll have to repeat that last one.
Yeah, 32 is Better Call Saul on
Hmm.
AMC, which started in 2015 and just ended this year in 2022. I've started season one. I am very behind. I enjoy it, but it's also because I watched Breaking
I was
Bad.
say it is
This
a
is a
spinoff
spinoff.
of Breaking Bad, right?
This is a spinoff of that, and
Checks out that you would like both.
both
Most
yeah.
other than Joey.
And that guy thing, who I will look up real quick.
Don't forget Joey. Better Call Saul, the guy that played Better Call Saul, he also was potentially going to be a boss.
Bob Odenkirk?
Yeah. In The
He's so-
Office.
He's in fucking Bob Burgers a lot, and
He
I
is.
enjoy every time he is. He was for the top of my head, the insurance fraud guy. That was him.
There's an episode where Pam goes to Philly to try to find a job to make things work.
Yes.
And he's there and interviews her, and it's an homage to the fact that he was almost cast over Michael Scott, or over can't remember his name right now.
He's a really good actor and really funny guy.
Yeah.
He's in a movie called Nobody. Pretty good. Like imagine him doing John Wick shit. 31, Game of Thrones, HBO from 2011 to 2019.
Sans the last season. Like, we just removed the last season.
Oh, you'll take that one, but when someone says about the Lord's office, we have a problem. Number 30, Parks and Rec on NBC from 2009 to.
Interesting that made it above The Office, but I don't disagree.
I think the cast was a bit more fleshed out.
Yeah, they had all that time to iron out. Although I guess their first season they still didn't really know what they were either.
The first season it's a rough rewatch. It is rough. But once Nick Offerman gets his groove, it's a wrap with him. 29 Roots on ABC from 1977. Forgot that they counted as a show. 28 Friday Night Lights on NBC from 2006 2008.
Did you like the show?
It was fine.
Where
Michael B. Jordan got a big start, apparently. Or a big break, I should say.
I remember.
Yeah, one of the football players.
All right. I know.
And then
Tim Regan also was. Everybody loved that actor. I don't remember his name.
The 101 Network / NBC, whatever that means, from 2008 to 2011. So it ran for quite some time.
Yeah. It was a very popular show.
Yeah. Well, the movie was great, and that helps.
Yeah.
All movie magic changed things.
The movie really made me hate Tim McGraw, which was weird because I liked him as an artist, like a country artist. He plays the dad.
What's his dad? What's his shitty
He's
dad?
the shitty dad, the drunk dad.
He kind of
redeems himself, sort of, maybe. Yeah, nah.
Not really. I wouldn't say redeem yourself. You made an effort.
At the time, he was like a huge icon in the country music industry, and like it was all of a sudden to see him just being a piece of shit, and you're like, oh god, maybe I don't like this music anymore.
I don't know tons about the show.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I think I saw the first season.
Number 27 is Deadwood on HBO from 2004 to 2006. I remember really good things about Deadwood. I remember hearing really good things about Deadwood. It had Justified in it. I don't know. You said his name very quickly.
Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah. Again, another Westernish show. So they're typecasting you, but number 26, it makes me very happy to read this one. Sesame Street on PBS from 1969 to present.
Yeah, despite what Donald Trump wanted to do, suck it, fucker.
and HBO from 2016 to 2020.
Yeah.
And then HBO Max from 2020 to present. Number 25. Number 25.
Number
We're
25.
three-fourths of the way. MASH
Wow.
on CBS from 1972 to 83. I don't even know anything about the show, and I know that there has to be angry people online
That
about
show
that, right?
was huge. Yeah, like that's interesting. I'm curious who made this list. I'm not mad because like it was an okay show to me as a kid at the time, but like that show meant a lot to a lot of weird people.
I think it speaks to maybe where TV has gone
Fair.
from 83 to now, you know? That's a good 30, 40 years right there on its
Well,
own.
and thanks to fucking Disney and these streaming apps and shit, like people are coming out with fucking movie theater quality TV shows now.
Did you see let me find their names. It was Mindy Kling and BJ Novak. They were doing an
Yeah.
award show and they were giving out the award and they were like, yeah, you're doing these shows that are like 8 episode masterpieces. Like we were doing 30 episodes a season
Right.
and then turning it back around and then doing it again. Which I don't know if you know, Mindy is doing the new Scooby Doo.
I
The
did
Velma
know
show.
that, yeah.
I should see that. People hate stuff.
People are
I
already
don't mind.
mad, so
Yeah. It is weird they won't have Scooby, but you know, show's not called Scooby Doo. So
accurate.
24 Freaks and Geeks on NBC from 1999 to 2000. Big cast for being a bunch of nobodies at that time.
Yeah, it was a big jumping point for a lot of people.
Yeah. Number 23, The Watchmen on HBO.
Cleve
Came out
made me
2019.
watch that. And god damn, go watch that. God damn, that was a good show.
It was
Man, it was a really good show.
number 20.
Sorry.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I just yeah.
No, yeah, no,
It's worth
I
your
agree.
time.
We can do a whole review on that one anytime you want to. I'll go back and rewatch it. You know how you know it's a good show? Besides the fact that it's short enough to rewatch, I'll go rewatch it.
Accurate.
Number 22, Star Trek on NBC from 1966 to 69.
That was a huge deal.
I didn't realize it was such a short time that it was on. I will also say that it's changing now. But that's the one thing that Star Wars always had over, or Star Trek always had over Star Wars. Because Star Trek was making movies and doing shows. And Star Wars was just putting out there 3 at a time.
Nerds.
Number 21, All in the Family on CBS from 1971 to 79. Number 20, we're in the top 20 now. So we're about to really see how you feel about some things. 30 Rock on NBC from 2006 to 2013.
Solid comedy. I don't agree with it being ahead of The Office and Parks and Rec, but I don't know that I'll agree with a lot of being ahead of it. So
I have like recently went back and rewatched all 30 Rock and still enjoy episode after episode. Yeah,
I really like it. I just also Baldwin can only take me so far.
Yeah, he definitely plays that character very well. Number 19, I May Destroy You on BBC/HBO that came out in 2020.
Never even heard of it.
Nope, but here it is.
All right.
I can let's hear the small synopsis for it. You know what? I did watch an episode of this show. It was pretty good. Or I mean, I didn't go back to it, so I don't know how far to give it. I May Destroy You is a British black comedy drama television limited series created, written, co-directed, and executive produced by Michaela Cole, who was starring in the show, which already I feel like says a lot about the love and care that would have been put into this show. I take that back. I have heard of that one. Number 18, Saturday Night Live on NBC from 1975 to present.
Meh. We've talked about Saturday Night Live many times, and it is very much you have one good skit or episode in like a season.
I don't. We say that now, but I feel like it hit pretty hard back when. Also, and these get that Will
Maybe
Ferrell,
because it was the
great.
only place for comedy to go, though, at the time.
Maybe, but I feel like any skit with Will Ferrell, you didn't turn your nose at.
That's fair.
And they started pushing him to the front. And then back when it had Adam Sandler and the gang, was pretty solid. And then going back even further with Chris Rock and the gang, I feel like I don't know. I wouldn't call those ones the leaders, but like the era was more what
You know,
really
like
good.
Chevy Chase and
Yeah.
Martin Short had a good run too. Yeah, I mean Jim Belushi or not Jim Belushi, the other one, John Belushi.
Yeah.
Jim was always okay.
17, The Leftovers on HBO from 2014 to 2007.
Am I just sleeping on HBO right now? I have HBO Max, and I don't.
HBO's been around for a long time, number one. So they've had some time to, but yeah, let's give it a. The Leftovers is an American supernatural drama television series created by Damien Lindelof. Didn't really tell me about the show. And a global cataclysm, the sudden departure, 140 million people disappear without a trace. 3 years later, residents of Mapleton, New York, try to maintain equilibrium when a notion of normal no longer applies. Intense grief has divided families and turned faith to criticism. Paranoia and madness leading some to the traumatization to join the Guilty Remnant, a cult-like group. I mean, this is halfway through the
Yeah.
so
It sounds like a Katie type of show. It seems
Okay.
like a show we would have watched in our house.
Number 16, Twin Peaks, ABC,
I
1990
never understood that cult following that shit had. Sorry.
And I thought you went back to the other show. You're talking about this show. And Showtime on 2017.
No, Twin Peaks, man. I don't know. Like, there's a whole entire just fandom that exists that is obsessed with this show.
I don't know how to ask this question.
Are they all white? Yes.
Okay, cool. Because that's what the cast is giving me. Number 15, The Larry Sanders Show on HBO from 1992 to 98, starring Larry Sanders.
Oh, really? That's where you got his break?
I mean, he's probably a nobody when they casted him. Okay, it was a sitcom. It wasn't like I was thinking it was going to be
A talk show?
A talk show? No,
Yeah.
it's like a sitcom show. Okay, number 14 makes me really sad. It's all the way up here because I started season 1 and thought it was good and just fell off on my own accord. The Americans on FX from 2013 to 2018.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I thought you finished that one out. I've heard good things. The Sleeper Cell family.
Yes. Number 13, Veep on HBO from 2012 to 2019.
Who's that starring?
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Thank you.
Number 12, The Twilight Zone on CBS from 1959 to 64.
What'd you think of the reboot?
The Note never saw it.
I didn't think it was bad, and they just kind of squashed it. Like they did. Like we just don't talk about it. It didn't happen.
I think it's hard to you want to put that name on it. You have to really come with it, and
Yeah.
not bad. It's probably not good enough. You know what I mean?
Fair. That's fair.
Number 11, Succession on HBO from 2018 to present. Tried to watch that.
I feel like there's a show that's going to be coming that I'm just going to be real annoyed by. But yeah.
Number 10, top 10 now. The Mary Tyler Moore Show on CBS from 1970 to 77. Never
Up
met
there
the
with
lady. She has always seemed like the most fantastic woman ever.
I was
Like,
it's up there with like the Dick Van Dyke Show. Like, and
No.
it's
number 9. What was that, man? Atlanta on FX.
oh man, good for
From
him. Yeah, that's. I
2016 to
mean, not that he gets anything for being on this list, but fucking the third season's been phenomenal. I haven't finished it, but
Number 8, Cheers on NBC from
Can't be
1982
mad
to
at
93. Nope.
yeah,
It was
it checks
that
out.
was another really strong cast.
I'm waiting for fucking Seinfeld to come up, and that one I don't agree with, but
Number 7, Mad Men on AMC from 2007 to 2015.
here's the thing
Never
with that
watched
show,
it.
right? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
neither
please
did
tell
I.
me.
Here's the thing with that show, though.
Oh, okay. You're gonna tell me. I thought you were like had insider.
No,
Yeah,
like
go.
everybody praised that show, and then I think we re-looked at it and realized that like this show's not okay. Like,
Well-
I understand that we're like, oh, it's a different time, but like I think that we glorified this way of acting, and people were like super into it. They were super into the main dude, John Hamm.
Mhm.
And then I think we were like, wait a minute, maybe we shouldn't glorify this. It's like the Joker, when people are like, the
look
Joker's
over
so
it, yeah.
amazing, and it's like, well, hold on, pump them brakes, because like he's doing some fucked up shit. Anyway,
Number 6.
where's Doom Patrol on this list?
Number 6, Seinfeld on NBC from 1989 to 98.
I know that everybody loves it. I just could never. I
I
can't.
can, you know what's funny is I make fun of people for this, but that is probably a show that I can put on and laugh at a joke still that I heard.
And that's why like it's hard for me to argue it. Like it's hard for me to be like, God dang it, I hate this so much. But like I can't get on board with the show. I get that
I'm
people
also
like
a
it.
fan of Seinfeld.
That's fair.
Like, I don't know
He
if
does
you
have a
watched
weird
the
cadence.
Netflix, like the comedians in cars getting coffee.
Uh-huh.
That was a really good show. I don't know if you ever
I watched
listened to that
one or
not.
two. I think you sent me. But yeah.
Number 5, Fleabag, from BBC / Amazon.
Did you say Fleabag?
Yeah, from 2016 to 2019.
Okay. You know,
Do we want
for it to be up there and me not to even know about it, that's kind of interesting. But
Do we want to review like
a dry-witted woman known only as Fleabag has no filter as she navigates life in London, in love in London, while trying to cope with tragedy. The angry, grief-riddled woman tries to heal while rejecting anyone who tries to help her, but Fleabag continues to keep her bravado through it all.
You'll be excited. Top 4, we'll know. So that's the last one we have to look at.
It didn't look good, but all right, sure.
Number 4. It's pretty good for 2016 for you to be top 5.
Yeah, of all time.
But I mean, also, what is this list? Number 4 is The Wire on HBO, 2002 to 2008.
Idris Elba, right? That's where he got his start. It was one of those shows. Well, not start necessarily, but like that's where they like exploded. And
Big name, yeah. Let me
I
see.
want to say it was Idris Elba's big break.
It was Idris Elba. And then Michael Keith Williams, R.I.P.
Yeah,
Michael B. Jordan was in it.
yeah. There's a good cast.
Wood Harris, the guy who played Julius in The Room of the Titans. Just looking through pictures, and Method Man was in it.
Method Man sneaks his way into a lot of weird things.
Yeah, this cast is vast and strong. Not bad in any of them, being
Yeah.
honest. Having said that, never watched it.
Nope. It's not my type of show. I'm not a big, like...
Well, my thing was around 2002 to 2008, HBO wasn't a thing for me.
Fair.
HBO wasn't an option.
That's very fair.
Number 3, Breaking Bad on AMC from 2008 to 2013.
I don't have much to say about this.
During COVID, started on episode 1 and finished it. And I will say it's worth every episode.
That's what I've heard.
There are very few shows that I can watch where, like, we were just making fun of Cobra Kai, where I'm like, oh, let me get so and so pregnant. Like, never could I call what was happening. So to be able to watch a show for me and you, the ones that can kind of like, oh, this is obviously happening.
Right.
For me to be like, the tension that you feel from not knowing what's going to come next.
Unfortunately, I would say a lot of that's been ruined for me.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people talk to me about the show before, and I'm just like, okay.
Well, that's funny because I feel like anytime anybody wanted to talk to me about the show, I'd go, I've never seen it, and then I would just get that, you've never seen it, I've not seen it, so. But I'm like, I found out it was good 3 seasons in. It's too far.
I felt real bad today. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh.
I watched the season finale of She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
And Jameson was sitting there watching with me. She goes, "Oh, She-Hulk." And I'm like, "Yeah." She gets excited. She comes, sits down, and she watches her little tablet, but she sits with us.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I really like, this is a really good show." She goes, "I like this show." She goes, "My friend likes this show." Says boy's name. Really likes the show. I was like, "That's cool. Like, I'm glad you guys get to talk about it." She goes, "Yeah, he told me that." She goes, "He told me that someone was in it. It was," and I looked at her and I said, "Stop." She goes, she looked terrified. And I was like, do not ruin this show for me, Jameson. And she's just like she doesn't understand spoilers. Right. And so I then had to spend 10 minutes explaining to my child, people look forward to things and they don't want people to tell them what's going to happen. So you can't tell people what's going to happen.
What was she going to say?
And that's not nice.
Did you find out later?
Yes. So, almost all the way at the end. Spoilers, guys. Almost all the way at the end. Daredevil pops up. And she goes, "Oh, yeah." She goes, "But I forgot you already knew he was in this." And I'm like, yeah, I did. Thank you. But I'm going to tell you now, because there is a character, and I honestly did think that the job
I wouldn't say that Daredevil was well when you put him in the trailer, but I get what you're saying.
Right. I don't.
You don't know when.
Right. I don't think that the big reveal was like exciting for me anyway. And had my child somehow said the name, I don't know that I would have put 2 and 2 together.
Mm-hmm. I think that it has potential, but it very much felt like, there you go, bye.
Right. But I felt so awful. Like, I felt like such a shitty dad to be like, "Stop everything now. Don't fucking ruin this show for me." But we had a long conversation about spoilers, and now that's not okay.
She gotta learn.
Yeah, she sure did. She was laughing at the end of it. She goes, I forgot you already knew he's in this. And I'm like, "Oh, well, okay, that's what you had to ruin for me. That's fine."
Spoiler alert, Phantom Narrow. Number 2.
You will no longer be getting presents. Bye.
Number 2. You have a guess. What are the last 2? You have a guess for a show that you've not heard yet.
We have not heard of 90210.
No, didn't even make it little quick. Is that the one you've been holding on to?
No. I can't think of one we haven't, like, oh, what was that one? I feel like it was really popular. It was a vampire one on HBO. What was that? Fucking Suki was the main character's name, the girl's name.
I'm trying to think of vampire shows. True Blood?
What?
True Blood?
Maybe that's what it was called. That could have been it. I don't know. It was in like Nolans, I think.
Yeah, it was True Blood.
Okay. Yeah.
No, did not make the top. If it would have been top 2, I don't know where I would go myself.
Shit, I don't know, man. I'm reaching. I don't know what fucking shows.
What's funny is when I tell them to you, you're gonna be like, obviously.
Roxanne or Roseanne.
No. Number 2, The Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
On Fox.
You know what's funny is
1989 to present.
when we started this, I was like, I'm real curious where The Simpsons land on this, and then I totally spaced on it.
Number 2.
It makes sense.
And number
Not
1.
mad at it at all. I watched an episode of The Simpsons the other day, and I was like, you know what? This still holds up.
They also, for me, had a real bad middle section for a while.
Oh,
They
that's
got
fair.
back on track. Number 1,
Malcolm in
The
the Middle.
Show. No. On HBO from 1999 to 2007.
Remember Spider-Man on MTV?
Yeah, I do. Like the associated one. The Sopranos.
Oh, get fucked. I hated that show.
All right.
It's such a machismo show.
Yep, and people ate it up.
They did, man.
You know why? Anytime you can look into a world that you don't know anything about, because you really, you could tell me anything's happening in this mafia world of yours, and I'd have to believe you because I can't verify
that
it.
checks out.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was not for me. I know at the age I was, it definitely wasn't for me. But like,
Did you watch it all? Or did you watch
when I
all
was a
of it?
kid, no. When I got older, yes, I watched almost all of it.
Maybe did it get that overhyped sensation? Maybe.
I don't know. I'm just, it was weird. I think as a young kid, I was really into like mob shit. Like I always thought it was really cool. Like the fucking Road to Perdition, and what was the fucking Denzel Washington one? Fuck, what was that movie? It was so good.
Denzel Washington was in a lot of movies.
Yeah, he's the
regards to
mobster,
the
American
mafia?
Gangster.
Okay.
Fuck, that was a good movie, man.
What was it movie?
Road to
think
Perdition,
Denzel was in
American
that too.
Gangster. Good movies, but like,
That's the connection we're making.
I think it's the machismo thing. I got burnt out on that as a kid. Like the fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal shit.
No.
Anyway, I mean, the list is fine, man.
The show that I think I was surprised wasn't on there, that I think got overlooked, is Modern Family.
It's a good one.
Modern Family
I didn't notice a
was-
lot of Disney or ABC properties.
Well, what era of Disney?
Now that Disney owns everything, but I mean like actual Disney properties.
Well, that's why I'm saying like fucking The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody is probably not going to make the top 100.
But they owned ABC. That's kind of what I mean.
Well,
though.
that's why I'm saying like
Yeah.
what are you necessarily saying when you say
Yeah,
Disney?
they're Modern Family, your ABC shows. What's that one?
Gotcha.
Oh, you know what? That's actually one that I'm surprised is not on here because I really fucking love the shit of that show. We are. I don't know. It's
Farmers?
depressing. Fuck, it's about a bunch of different like families and shit. What the fuck was that show? It was super depressing.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
Oh man.
I know I'm stuck on We Are,
I
and I don't know
know.
if that's right. Something the One?
What?
Something the One. I can find it in 2 seconds.
It'd be so funny if we're thinking of different movie or shows even.
There's no way. This Is Us.
Yep, This Is Us.
We Are.
Or Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy was an ABC show.
Yeah.
Ugly
Grey's
Betty.
Anatomy went off the Ugly Betty, I've always heard really good things about.
I guess Atlanta is was on ABC. According to
Red has
this,
always been FX. That's my understanding of it. Is it a different name on it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see.
It just seemed like we didn't get a lot of like
Quick
Disney
TV
properties.
shows. Would
The Goldbergs was pretty solid.
yeah.
Could have been easily like top 70, 80.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it making the list, but it definitely wouldn't be
No,
too
yeah,
high up.
not that high, but
Like Handmaid's Tale, I'm enjoying. That could have easily been on there for me. That's why when you were saying Disney, I'm like, are you trying to get like one of these Marvel shows on here?
no.
Or
I mean,
I
that could
wasn't
have been
sure
it too, but
where you were looking.
those are weird to deal with.
I was gonna say, what Marvel show did you put on there? The only one that I think that I would consider is Moon Knight. If I'm being
Everybody
honest.
really likes Loki.
Loki's. You know why I think Loki would be too wrapped up in back information to enjoy like Moon Knight that you just put
That's
on
fair.
and started enjoying.
That's fair.
Only Murders in the Building I would not have put on the list. I googled fucking great.
What about
TV
Two
shows.
Broke Girls?
For some reason in my Google search, oh, okay, top picks for you. Fucking Street Sharks was on here, and I was very confused on why Street Sharks was on here.
Fuck yeah, it was.
I wouldn't have mind the Daredevil Netflix series being on there.
That was good.
I think start to finish, that was good. I'm surprised Heroes isn't on there because everybody loved that show. No, just me.
No, agreed.
I mean, I would say not just me because I didn't really care. But like, I remember it being really big at the time.
First couple seasons were real solid. It started to go off kind of crazy when Hero started traveling through time and shit.
I thought it only had two.
Maybe
I
I'm
think
thinking of the spinoff.
I think Batman the Animated Series should have been on there. Maybe
No
Xena.
cartoons were on there though.
Yeah. Well, Rick and Morty was.
Oh, the
No,
fuck?
no adult cartoon or no children cartoons were on there. Well, Sesame Street.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
need to
making
explain
shit up.
yourself, you motherfuckers.
Let's see, just flipping through stuff. Yeah, because itself we put the whole 90s X-Men on there. Xena.
Yeah, Road
I think-
Rovers. Come on, guys.
I think Xena you could argue for. And if we're gonna put cartoons, maybe cartoons is a whole separate list. But then again, Rick and Morty. But like Avatar: The Last Airbender, I think is
One of the
Well,
greatest
top-
cartoons of all time.
yeah.
Agree. I don't know, guys. Let us know what you thought about this list. Is there shows that they're missing? Are there shows that
Well,
made it way
the-
too high up there
The
that you
Wonder
didn't
Woman
want?
show. Sorry. The
No, you're
Wonder
good.
Woman
Lois
show
and
was
Clark
great.
then. Lois and Clark did fucking amazing. I know
Yeah,
we may not have enjoyed it, but it may not have been to us, but it did really well.
Yeah.
Smallville?
Dean King's such a
Smallville did an amazing job too.
Smallville would be good. I'm okay with that.
Stargirl? Come
Yeah.
on, guys. They got a
That's a
season 3
fucking
coming out right now.
Douche nozzle.
So, just saying. Let us know what you guys thought. Is there something that missed the mark? Is there something that should have been higher? What other lists do you want to hear about? Thanks for hanging out with us. You guys can always check us out on all of our social medias. We come out with 2 episodes a week. We're streaming 5 days a week. There's never a time you're not going to catch us, guys. We're always out here. You guys can find us on all our social medias. All of those are Friendship Supreme, except for Twitter. Twitter has no eyes on it because your eyes should be right here, baby, watching us. Cleep gets dressed every day for you guys. If you're not out here looking
Take
at
it
Cleep,
in.
I, on the other hand, have just a closet of just plain shirts. You'll never know if I've changed or not, suckers. Hopefully you guys had an amazing night. Thanks for hanging out with us. Comment down below if you want to hear more, if you want to see more, if there's something different you want to see. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Hit those notifications because it's gonna let you know when we come out with those episodes. Like I said, we're putting episodes out Wednesdays and usually Saturdays as well. Cleve hasn't missed a Saturday in like a whole year.
Yep, we'll say that.
Hopefully you guys had a great day and enjoyed this episode. I've been Michael.
This is Steve.
And Nanu, bitches.
Oh.